Hi everyone, we're back for another Q&A video, another exciting Q&A video. Got a lot of questions from you guys this time, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. I know I have a lot of followers right now on this YouTube channel, a lot of new followers, so I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I hope you've been reading up on all the different articles and blog posts I've been posting on Instagram and my website. If you haven't, definitely check those out. There's a lot of resources, especially on the website, on how to get started on healing your body and detoxifying. A lot of good stuff on there that I've provided for you guys. So yeah, in case I haven't covered anything in the videos that I've been putting out on this YouTube channel, you will find your answer there, guaranteed. Okay, so let's start into this. Let's start. Let me take a sip of my handy dandy orange juice first. Okay, so this is a pretty big question. I got this question from someone on YouTube. Hello Ailin, I hope you will read this and answer it. I have discovered Dr. Morse and his methods for about a month and been learning about everything he preaches. I'm not ready to go all in raw, vegan, fruitarian, and I want to start slow. I'm coming from a ketogenic diet. My diet was organic fats, organic vegetables, and organic cuts of meats, eggs, dairy, not so much, and etc. I felt some benefits, but some drawbacks too. As I'm not ready yet to go all in for raw vegan fruit, I thought about lowering both fat and protein and increasing fruit intake because of their power. I'm thinking of changing my diet to eating 1 or 2 mono fruit meals a day, which will be a huge addition to my diet because in ketogenic I didn't have any fruits, and prior to ketogenic I used to eat more grains, starch than fruits, so that would still be a great addition in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have any words to say about the ketogenic diet. It's a very harmful diet, puts a lot of stress on the glands. It eliminates the actual nutrient that we need to sustain the life of our cells and the energy of our cells, which is carbon, which is sugar. You know, it's ridiculous to cut out that. I consider it to be the most important macronutrient, definitely, for sure. That's how our bodies run. That's how our brains and nervous systems run. You know, it's through carbon, through sugar. So cutting that out, any diet that tells you to cut that out, it's just ridiculous. You know, it does not cause weight gain. What causes weight gain is gland weaknesses. So if someone has low adrenal gland function, that they're not able to really, you know, utilize carbon and carbohydrates, then that's when they'll start to see, you know, gaining weight, especially around the midsection, things like that. But the solution is not to cut the sugar out, to cut natural sugar out. That's beyond what I would recommend anyone to ever do. You know, I do see how cutting processed sugars out is a good thing, but definitely not natural sugars from fruits and vegetables. Definitely not. You know, that's not the right way to go about that. So yeah, so definitely what you're doing here is really great. Just adding in more fruits and transitioning from that ketogenic diet, you're gonna start to see benefits. But you're also gonna start to experience detox symptoms too. So don't ever blame it on the fruit for the cleansing effects of your body, because when you consume more fruits, you have to realize that you will start to feel detox symptoms from that as the body is cleansing and purging itself of toxins and waste, you know? Okay, so it says right here, I would eat some kind of mono fruit for breakfast. Then for lunch, for example, organic protein veggies / fats or some starch like sweet potato. And dinner, again, a second mono fruit meal or a salad with avocado, olive oil. So basically what I mean, I would consume 1 to 2 mono fruit meals daily, but I'd still consume organic natural protein, fat, or starch once a day. Would that be a huge hindrance? I think that overall increasing of fruits would still have a huge impact on my health, and 1 protein starch meal a day won't have a mega impact for my health. Okay, so right there, I would recommend dropping proteins as much as possible from your diet, because it's the proteins that are very acidic to the body, high inflammatory to the body. In order to heal, we really have to cut down on our proteins. So if you're craving something more heavy, then I would recommend a starch, something like sweet potatoes or some sort of vegetable, maybe eggplant, mushrooms, things of that nature, and kind of letting go of the beans, the tofus, the meats, things that are too hard for the body to digest and break down. And that just robs the body of energy, digestive energy, healing energy. You want to definitely cut that out as much as possible. So if you had your choice between protein, starches, and fats, I would lean more towards the starches and fats instead of protein. So if you can do that, that'll be really great. So would it be a huge hindrance? No, it wouldn't be a huge hindrance if you're just starting out, but like I said, you don't want to stay on that level, because that level that you're at is pretty much just level 1 of the transitioning into detox, and you have to eventually dig deeper. But if you're still consuming proteins, it's kind of like you're not even on level 1 anymore, because level 1 requires elimination of pretty much all proteins. You know, they're just too burdensome on the kidneys, which are the main channels of elimination of the body. So the kidneys are responsible for filtering the entire lymphatic system, but if you consume proteins, that just causes destruction of the kidneys. So we want to help these little guys out, these little organs out as best as we can to heal the body by cutting out proteins. Okay, anyway, my question is, do you think that kind of diet would be pointless, or would it still be a great start and I would notice the benefits of fruit like detoxification, moving stagnant lymph, and etc.? Or is this diet effective only when fully 100% on that? You're still going to start seeing effects, because you're coming from a diet heavy in fats and proteins and you're starting to consume more fruits. So you're going to see positive effects from that. And I think that's a really great job that you're doing. So just do your best, but just always have in your mind that you're gonna want to eventually let go of the proteins and then eventually the fats as you dig deeper into the levels of healing. So that's great. So it says right here, anyway, my question is, do you think that kind of diet would be pointless? Or it would still be a great start and I would notice the benefits of fruit like detoxification, moving stagnant lymph, and etc.? Or is this diet effective only when fully 100% on that? So I think that you will still notice some movement of lymph in the morning time when you consume your fruit meal. You're breaking your fast during your sleep time, and so you're starting to flush out with the fruit breakfast. You're starting to flush out toxins, which is great. But then having like a heavier meal during the middle of the day may stop your detox. So if you want to prolong your detox like throughout the day, you should probably consider maybe seeing how you feel switching that heavy meal from being lunchtime, middle of the day, to nighttime instead. That way you have your fasting stage during sleeping, then you have breakfast, flushing of toxins, lunch, flushing of toxins, then dinner, you balance out a little more with a salad or some cooked starch meal. I think that'll benefit you more. Now that being said, I have seen that some people do better with consuming their heavier meal in the middle of the day, because I think maybe their digestive fire is stronger during the middle of the day. They have that digestive energy is strong there. Practices like Ayurveda recommend that. Personally, I always saw better results having my heavier meal during the evening time in terms of detox. Now, in terms of feeling energized throughout the day, then yeah, some people do better with doing the heavier meal in the middle of the day. But in terms of detox, I always recommend having your heavier meal at dinner time. That way you don't stop detox in its tracks. You want to have the longest length of detoxification and consuming raw foods as possible during each day, So that's what my take is on that. This person says, I think that the fruit would still initiate those healthy processes, but everything would be happening simply slower. Due to some circumstances, I cannot be fully raw fruit at the moment. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be fully raw fruit at the moment, but you just have to understand that that's the level you want to get. That's the level that you're striving for. And, consuming fruits people eventually plateau. So in the beginning, when you start consuming more fruits, you'll start to detox immediately, hydrate the cells. Everything will start pushing out all these obstructions. You'll start getting, you'll start noticing little things like clearer skin, fresher breath, better elimination of the bowels, of the kidneys. You'll notice all these things, and you'll notice some detox symptoms in your areas of weaknesses. So if you have weak skin, you may start to see acne or pimples or things like that. If you have like congestion in the head, you may start to experience hair loss or things like that. So you get both the good and the bad, but in the end, everything is good because everything's just working on healing, complete healing and regeneration of the body. So letting go of old cells, old weak tissues is just part of the process. But I think that there's a point where you're eating fruits, but you're still eating cooked foods. Your body's gonna plateau and you'll feel it. You won't be seeing any detox symptoms anymore. And when that's the case, that's when you have to dig deeper. In order to eliminate mucus and congestion, you have to let go of cooked foods, then let go of proteins and fats and starches, and then you go to the next level of healing. So that's my take on that. Yeah, really great question. Thank you. I definitely feel like that had to be discussed. And especially with the ketogenic diet, I personally get so many clients that come from a ketogenic diet or a paleo diet and they don't heal their issues. They come to me with overburdened kidneys, with inflammation, with so much pain, especially in their colon and their uterus and stomach pains, and oh my God, it's just horrible. But they come to me, they do the detox protocol I give them, and they finally start to heal. So if anyone is in that situation, I do recommend working with me one-on-one. You can go to spiritTropicalHealing.com. I'll have it right here, the website for you guys, and then we can get you on the healing path, the true healing path to healing all health issues and diseases. So thank you for your question. Next question. Can you please share a diet plan? I'm suffering from 10 years diagnosed. 6 months back, I take 4 painkillers a day. How to start? Well, that doesn't really give me too much information with your question. A basic diet plan of how to start is eat fruit in the morning, eat a salad or a smoothie for lunchtime, and for dinner time, eat a salad with a little bit of cooked vegan food on the side, like vegetables or maybe a little bit of some sort of like maybe stir-fried vegetables, and then that's a good way to start and transition. But if you need more tips, I am coming out with a detox recipe book to transition, to start on this healing path, and it's going to be coming out very, very soon. So if you want to be updated on when that will be released, definitely go to my website and subscribe to the email list, because I will be sending out an email of when that book will be available to you guys, and there will also be special promotions going on with that, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's why I've been dedicating so much time to coming out with this book, to help people transition, because I know there's a lot of people that they just don't know where to start with the diet, and that first beginning step is just it's so important. This information has to be out there. And yeah, I know there's a lot of recipe books out there, raw recipe books, vegan recipe books, but my detox recipe book is going to be focused on what you can eat and what you cannot eat to detox and heal your body, because that's very important. I don't recommend things like nuts or high protein foods, for instance. That's the recipes in this book will be delicious, easy to make, satisfying, but they won't contain any foods that will disrupt the detox process. I think that's really important, and that's what's missing from the raw books or the healing books nowadays is that they focus too much on trying to replicate cooked foods with too much heavy proteins, and that never heals the body at all. Never, never, never. Like, in fact, in my own experience, when I was raw and detoxing, anytime I ate a heavy, raw, nut-filled meal, I always felt worse than when I ate another meal. even like here's how bad proteins are, guys. I and other people that I've noticed, other clients of mine, they notice they feel worse eating a 100% raw meal with nuts versus stir-fried vegetables that are cooked. That's how bad nuts are. You can detox more eating cooked vegetables than you can eating a 100% raw nutty meal. So you see what I mean? So that's what this recipe book is going to be about, and I really can't wait to share the amazing recipes, because these are the recipes that I ate during my own healing journey, and they helped me stay raw, and they helped me heal my body from fibromyalgia and so many chronic health issues. If you guys don't know about it, you can read about my healing story on the website, but you know, I'm just here for you guys. I'm here to just serve and give and just help anyone out through their healing journey, because I know how tough it can be out there. There's so much conflicting information out there, and you have a lot of people giving information when they haven't even healed themselves. Like they'll still be healing themselves on their own healing journey, haven't even like been completed yet, and they're giving out advice and they're working with people, and sometimes they can be too militant, too strict. They don't understand the whole scope of detoxification yet. You know, they don't understand when balance is necessary. You know what I mean? Because balance as well as strictness, they're both very important in detoxification. And seeing everything, the body holistically, asking the right questions, seeing an entire person's health history is so important when working with someone one-on-one, because you don't want to give them the wrong diet or the wrong protocol. You have to know as much information as you can about someone in order to help them with their health issues. So yeah, that's just something that I've been thinking about a lot, guys. You know, I see a lot of healers out there that are just starting out, or they're claiming to know everything, and they're just still working on their own health issues. They still haven't resolved them. So, you know, to each their own, but I do feel like it's my responsibility to warn people of, you know, of other healers out there. So for this next question, the person asks, how do you feel about apple cider vinegar in a lymph cleansing program? I've seen others use it, so I was curious. So in my experience through healing clients, I have seen citrus foods to be more beneficial at pulling the lymph system and cleansing mucus out of the body. So I personally would rather much prefer lemons or limes instead of apple cider vinegar, just because apple cider vinegar, it is acidic, and it's something that's man-made, created through the process of fermentation. So fermentation equals dead, you know, it's been fermenting. I don't normally recommend fermented foods when it comes to detoxification. I know some people do, but I like to focus on raw living foods, because that's where the power is, with, you know, energizing the nervous system, energizing all the cells of the body. I like to see foods, real foods that have power in helping every part of the body. And with apple cider vinegar, I don't really see that. All I see is it's kind of like a supplement, kind of like, you know, probiotics are, kind of like enzymes are. I kind of put apple cider vinegar in that same category. Now, apple cider vinegar can be used in a lot of like recipes and dishes where, you know, lemons or limes are called for. Like, you know, I know some people make really yummy salad dressings with apple cider vinegar, and I'm not entirely opposed to that. But if you're really trying to clean up and heal your body by, you know, aggressively going after the lymphatic system, I would recommend lemons or limes, you know, in some water, in some citrus juice. That's going to be more powerful than the apple cider vinegar. I've personally experienced this myself, and I have seen others as well experience the same thing. So yeah, that's how I feel about apple cider vinegar, but really great question. So someone else said, thank you so much for this. I've been fruitarian and raw vegan 99% for 2 years and no period still. Been focused on detox more or less for 7 months now. What kind of detox diet should women focus on to heal these hormonal and gland weaknesses? Grapes and melons, like in most cases? Juicing? I love the video. Thank you for sharing. Truth Goddess. Yeah, so thank you so much. This person left their name, so I'm guessing, Daniela, thank you so much for your question. And I think you left this question on the why women lose their period on a raw vegan diet. I made that video a few months back. It's really great if you guys haven't checked it out yet. And I go more in depth with, why is it that women have hormonal issues? And it really has everything to do with the gland health of the body. So definitely check that video out. For hormonal issues, I think that women should focus on things like berries just to supercharge the glands, but mainly it's going to come from the herbs. The herbs are going to be the powerhouses to fix genetic weaknesses. And in terms of congestion that may be hindering the functioning of the glands, then that's where the diet comes in. So yeah, berries to help perk up the glands, the pituitary gland, the ovaries, the adrenal glands, things like that. But for diet, I mean, you can really follow a general diet. I don't know your history or where you're coming from exactly. So diet is going to look different for everyone. And that's why it's important to work one-on-one with a detox specialist that's experienced with, setting specific protocols for different types of people, because not everyone is going to have the same protocol. And everyone comes from a different background with different sets of issues and weaknesses, so that's really important. But what you said right here, juicing, grapes, melons, those are all amazing. Citrus foods are also amazing as well, and berries. That's what I would put in the mix. But do realize that the more simple that you can keep your diet, the more detoxifying effects you're going to have, and the deeper you will heal a lot of set weaknesses that you have in your body. So but like I said before, I've mentioned it in many other videos, go into deep detox stages and then balance out, and then go back to deep detoxification and balance out. That's how the best healing is achieved. Sometimes people can be too militant on just 100% fruit, like you gotta do only 100% fruit or dry fast for 22 hours a day in order to heal, and that's not the case. I personally didn't have to go through extreme measures to heal that way. I only ever did so in the end of my journey, like at the end, like after following raw for like a good year. That's when I started doing like some dry fasting here and there. But for most people with gland weaknesses, which a lot of females have gland weaknesses because of their hormonal issues, I wouldn't recommend things like fasting to the extreme, or I wouldn't even recommend things like being so strict on the diet, like for example, like not having any fat at all, or not having any greens at all, and just doing all fruits. Like that's not realistic. You want your diet to be mostly fruit, and you can do periods of just fruit, maybe like a week, 2 weeks, but balance out a little bit and have a salad every now and then, or have an avocado every now and then, because the female body is different from a male body. Males tend to be like, just generally speaking, I see that they're able to go through like longer periods of fasting more so than the females, but it's only because of the glands. So I'm seeing more gland weaknesses in females than I do in males. And that it really is all about the glands, whether someone can follow a diet very strict or not, or fast or not. So I'd love to help you out more, Daniela. I hope that answered your question though. It was a really great question, and I'm gonna kind of keep this video pretty short. I want to see how shorter length videos do, as opposed to like my 2-hour-long videos that you guys have been becoming used to. But I'm still gonna mix it up. I'm gonna come out with shorter videos, longer videos, just That way there's something in it for everyone. And yeah, I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week and that you've been really focused on detoxifying your bodies, and you've made great strides in your health, and you've achieved, kidney filtration, mucoid plaque removal, all these obstructions coming out of you, and you're starting to finally feel it in your spirit. The change is occurring, because once you start eliminating physical obstructions and physical acids and toxins, then your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body starts to awaken and starts to expand, and you start to feel the true essence in your body and in your soul. And that's what's most important, because in order to live this life to your fullest potential, everything has to be addressed. The physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. All of them. If you achieve the health of all of these, then you'll be unstoppable. Unstoppable, and you can achieve all your dreams and hopes. Okay, so yeah, thank you all for watching. And if you want to find out more information about detoxification and learning how to heal your body, you can go to www.spiritualhealing.com in the description down below. And if you guys haven't already followed me, follow me on Instagram. Sign up for the email list on the website too, because I come out with informational detox articles and blogs all the time on there, so you guys can catch up with me on there too. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.